Hi, everybody. This is Drew Tomlin from the Association for Middle Level Education, and I'm joined today on this Google Hangout with Joanne Kelleher. Joanne is an assistant principal at William T. Rogers Middle School in Kings Park, New York. And not only is she a renowned administrator, but she's also the wonderful author of this article that you're checking out here at AMLE magazine entitled "A Middle School Orientation Gets an Upgrade." So she's going to talk to us a little bit more about what she's written here for the magazine, and we're just so excited to have you here this morning, Joanne. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Awesome, awesome. So we're going to get right to the questions. We understand your time is precious. So, so why is it, thinking of timeliness, why is it important to think about middle school orientation plans in February? Why so early?
Well, as you know, the school year after the winter break sort of just flies by, and you could find yourself the week before, as I said in my article, dusting off last year's presentation just because you ran out of time to do something new. So you really need to start early, in particular if you're working with students, because students don't work on adult time. You know, you and I, if we know we have to get a project done, we can do some crunch time and get it done. There is no crunch time in student world. That's one thing. They definitely work on their own pace. And then once you get your crew of students that you're working with, then you need to find other students that you will be interviewing and such. And it's a timely process. They're so busy, the kids. They don't want to miss their core classes or any of their tests. Myself, I'm not a club advisor. I was just doing this here and there. I say in the article, catch as catch can. So between me trying to get them and their busy extracurriculars, you really need to plan ahead to give yourself enough time.
Excellent. Yeah, so time management is definitely a key to the success, right?
Yeah.
So one of the ways that you decided to upgrade the middle school orientation is including technology. So why did you make that decision to include technology, and what were some of the initial challenges with putting it in?
Well, I feel like technology is the student's currency. It's what they know, what they're familiar with, and it brings any presentation you do more relevance. I was speaking with a teacher lately. We fortunately don't have smart boards in all our classrooms, but we do have portable ones. And the argument can be made that a smart board is like a high-tech blackboard. But it just, the presence of it in the room is just, the kids, it gets their attention because it's what they know, as opposed to sitting in the dark with an overhead. So it's the same thing with the orientation. If you're going old school and showing some pictures across the screen, they enjoy that. But to take it up a notch, to have interviews with the kids in the actual middle school activities, or participating in live activities, they like to see that. It's more real for them.
Yeah, right. So, and I love that expression where technology is the student's currency. I think that's a really valuable expression for us to carry with us. So, along that same vein, and maybe this is a moot question to ask, but if technology is indeed their currency, what training or coaching did you have to give your students about how to get the movie project done in a professional way? That's one part of the upgrade that you put it in there, is that movie project. How did you get that done? How did you get students trained up?
For that, I have to say that it's so user-friendly. I don't know if I'm allowed to say product names, but I was using an iPad. And on iMovie, they have a trailer function, which has a template for a professional quality movie trailer. And so we looked at the templates, and then we kind of picked it apart to see how what we needed to bring to it to make ours as good as that. So again, it's almost the backwards planning. If we want it to look like this, what are the pieces we need? Because as you know, I just was in a meeting with students this morning. They get so excited with their ideas, and they need like a professional film crew to do the things that they want to do. So part of the work is scaling it down to what's doable with the kids. And it was a lot of that. And I don't think they realize at first the time it takes behind the scenes to go out and get the video that you need. Like if you say you're breaking it down into these separate sections, like one of the things would be arriving at school. Well, then we're going to need a video of a bus, and the bus is arriving. Who will go shoot that? So it was more the planning. The technology, they come to it very naturally, and they taught me some things as well.
Right, right. But it's about that project management that not only, I mean, obviously adults struggle with that same type of thing, but young adolescents, Like you said, they have big ideas, passionate ideas, but like, how do you corral them into, all right,
Yes.
this step, this step, this step. That's but obviously that's why they need good leaders like yourself that can
Yeah, thank
help
you.
them through that. Yeah. So, all right. So let's say, you know, I'm on the fence about how to upgrade my orientation program. Here I am in February. What's obviously you gave us some great advice just from your experience in your article, but what's one piece of advice that you would give someone who's ready to upgrade their orientation program?
Well, with any project, you need to think about your objective. Our objective was to make it to have more student voice in it. So you'd have to decide with your committee, or if it's just you, what you're going for. So that was easy for us. We of course have our mission, the things we'd like to convey to the students, but if it's just us, blah, 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 they're not going to listen. So we wanted to be engaging and also reflective of their concerns and what they want to know. So that would be my big one. Go to the people, get from them, you know, what would you like to say? A good February may even be too late if you talk to your incoming sixth graders early in the year, if they're in, once they're in, a month or two in, and say, how's it going?
Right.
What are you finding easy? What's going well? How can we help you with that? Would be a good time to get that information as well. So
Exactly.
always keep your objective in mind, I would say.
Right, right. And as you were talking, I thought, you know, that now it's kind of an old adage, but, you know, starting with the why, right? So, like you said, that objective, before we can get to the what we're going to do and why we're, how we're going to do it, it's got to start with that why. So that is an important question to ask, and to ask other people. So not just ask yourself, but like you say, go to the kids and go to their families too and say, what kind of transition program do you need? That's key, right?
Yeah, I had mentioned in my article when my son was in seventh grade, it was it seventh grade, eighth grade. He and I were asked to speak because he was the student council president, and me as his mom, we were asked to speak to the audience, and we weren't really given any guidance of what to say. The PTA mom president and her daughter were asked to speak as well, and her daughter told all the worst fears that can happen to a middle schooler on the first couple of days. So yeah, they weren't very clear, I guess, the people who, you know, asked us to speak in their mission. Positive, positive, positive.
Right,
You want to
right.
know? Yeah.
So they had obviously thought about the who and the where and the when, but
Right.
yeah, the why was unclear.
Right. That was missing.
Yeah, that's a good cautionary tale. All right, so we're going to jump into a favorite question of mine. It's a metaphorical pursuit. I hope you don't mind, Joanne.
Not at all. I love metaphors.
All right, here we go. So if a middle school orientation program was a food for middle level education, what kind of food would it be and why?
I'm thinking something in the appetizer family. You want something that's going to draw you into the metaphorical meal, being middle school, but you
Sure.
want it to be nutritious and fun at the same time. So I was thinking, maybe pigs in a blanket, but
Oh,
maybe with a turkey hot dog. So it's a little fun and a little healthy.
there you go.
But I've never had turkey hot dogs, so if they're not tasty, then can that idea.
Well, you know, maybe that's where, you know, asking your audience, what kind of
Yeah.
hot dog would you prefer, a turkey hot dog or a regular? No, that's really awesome. And you know what? I would have been satisfied just with the appetizer answer. You know, like you said, you're drawing people into the full meal, but you took it to the next level, Joanne.
Thank you.
That specific pigs in a blanket reference. And, you know, and what I like about your appetizer choice too is that it's warm. It's not a cold appetizer. It's something
Thanks.
you know, fresh out of the oven.
Right.
It's wrapped in goodness, and like you said, it's going to draw them into.
Wow, you know your way around the metaphor.
No, listen, you provided the material to work with, so thank you so much. Well, gosh, Joanne, thank you so much for the article. Thank you for the conversation. It's been a delightful way to start the day, so thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. It was so much fun.
Well, good. All right. Well, and thank you so much, AMLE Magazine readers, for checking out the article and staying with us for this Google Hangout to learn a little bit more from Joanne Kelleher from New York. All right. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.